Welcome to Fanfic Voice. Marvel, The Foundation. Chapter 3 Manipulating the Foundation. Alex awoke to another day, the sun's rays piercing his tired eyes. He could easily have blocked the light but chose not to, finding value in rising with dawn's first light. It's been a week already, hasn't it? He muttered, sitting up. It had indeed been a hectic week. Filled with ups and downs, from getting sent to a dangerous world with a system hell-bent on making it even more dangerous, to the whole lifestyle change from his previous life which he admittedly didn't remember much about, though he knew he wasn't living the life of a multi-billionaire there. That had only been the start of the week as well. There truly was no rest for members of the Foundation, and he, as a member of the O5 Command, was no different. It turned out that if you take people who are fully invested in containing SCP objects, then spawn them into a universe without those same SCP objects, which they were certain they should have contained at their site, they wanted an answer. Answers only he could give them. Flashback. In the comfy chair in his private command bunker, Alex sat and opened a notice in the Foundation's systems. He had hoped that his own system would somehow have solved this for him, but while it seemed that the Foundation members didn't question their shift into the MCU, they still did question the sudden loss of SCPs in containment and the wipe of the whole SCP database. He had been pushing making a decision on this matter back for the past few days, unsure of how to properly deal with it. Yet he could no longer ignore the cries for answers. You can't trust systems to do their job these days. Alex cursed under his breath. System, how many points do I have? Ding. Host has 954 points. Keep working hard for the glory of the Foundation. He was finally getting close to the amount he needed to summon his next SCP. Given the amount he earned, he determined that each SCP entry he made gave him 10 points. It was not a lot, but at least it was something he could do if he needed just the last few points, though there were only that many things from the MCU he could make an entry on. Alright, let's get this over with and hope they buy it. He prayed in his heart as he started typing away. Priority Notice, A543B12A11. To all site directors with clearance of Class 4. From the mouth of the unanimous O5 Council, we hereby inform you that a CK class restructuring scenario has occurred. Due to this, the Foundation has lost possession of all SCP objects that were in containment prior to the event. All sites are to stand on high alert and be ready to contain any SCP that reemerges. Successful use of SCP-3022 has been confirmed, and all SCP files have been restored to the Foundation. Due to uncertainty surrounding the CK class event, these files are to be taken only as a rough guideline until the information can be verified through proper testing. Contact with all Foundation sites has yet to be established, and all sites are to be ready to assist where needed. Secure. Contain. Protect. Signed. O5-1. Alex reviewed the notice he had prepared, fully aware this course of action would increase his workload significantly, but he also believed it was crucial for maintaining the Foundation's loyalty and dedication to its mission. At least he would be able to push the matter of explaining things onto the site directors, leaving him free to worry about other things. He carefully crafted the notice to appear as if it originated from the entire O5 Council, not revealing that he, Alexander Ricci, was the sole person in control. In truth, only members of Alpha 1 and the directors of Class 5 sites were privy to his status as O5-1. The rest of the Foundation staff believed that Alexander Ricci was merely the assistant to O5-1 and a spokesperson for the Council. Secrecy and paranoia much. Alex whispered as he changed the authority needed to access the SCP-3022 file. Since he didn't want anyone to run out and read up on its use and possibly question the authenticity of his claim, Alex sent out the notice and shared the system-given database with the rest of the Foundation. He leaned back and closed his eyes, not wanting to see as one after one the few sites he had, all began reporting to be on high alert. Though as warnings came from all the speakers around him, he couldn't ignore them and had to turn the alarm off in the end, though the red lights blinking from the monitors didn't stop. Ding. System is pleased with how host dealt with the current crisis to the Foundation and a one-time reward has been released. System is making host aware that it won't give more rewards for similar actions. The system's announcement took Alex by surprise, and he couldn't help but curse as the system was aware of the damn problem this whole time. Yet rather than fix things itself, he needed to wreak his poor brain to come up with a possible solution. Damn useless system of mine, at least give me a good reward for this. Alex said as he had the system send him the reward. Ding. Host has been rewarded with SCP-3022 for his dedication to holding the Foundation together. Keep working hard for the glory of humanity. Ding. The system has detected an uncontained SCP. Host is asked to place it in containment as soon as possible for the reward. Observing the two notifications, Alex glanced down to find SCP-3022 materialized in his lap. This SCP is certainly worth safeguarding closely, he resolved, swiftly rising to secure the SCP in a spare vault within his containment wing. He also couldn't help but notice that, just like the ring, this object didn't appear as a contained object like the three other safe class rewards. Clearly, there was some kind of underlying difference here he had yet to grasp. Flashback end. System, how many points do I have now? Alex whispered under his breath while he dressed in another of his black tailor-made suits. Ding. Host has 1814 Foundation points. Keep working hard for the glory of the Foundation. Alex couldn't help but smile as he heard that number. There was less than a week until the first, and he had more than enough points, meaning that he didn't have to worry. Putting SCP-3022 into containment had netted him some points, but the real reward had been mixing in some new MCU SCPs into the database as he merged his with the Foundation. He had been able to confirm that doing so gave 90 points for each new Marvel object. There was also the new Class 3 base up in Sweden that he got as a reward. It was not much, but at this point, he needed bases everywhere. The only downside to having done this is that while all the bases are on high alert, they are burning even more money. Other than lying to the Foundation, he had also been working hard to try and get more funds for it. This past week, he had spent more than $175 million to contain a single safe class SCP and support the shift to high alert. Then there were the few billions spent investing in a few companies he knew would end up earning him more in the future. So much work, so little time. Alex muttered as he sat down at his table to eat breakfast. Looking at the stack of newspapers lying beside him, he could see that Tony and his secret child were still front-page news. He was still sad that he hadn't been able to get any pictures or recordings of his reaction. The story had been wildly popular, yet he couldn't help but imagine how much more so it would have been if he had announced himself as Iron Man. The story seemed unlikely to leave the front page for at least another week. And that was only as long as someone didn't fan the flames again. With Tony Stark, the most brilliant man in the world, not to mention the richest and most handsome, had not had a good few days. It all started one morning when pretty much every single newspaper ran a story about him fathering a secret child. Now it wasn't like Tony didn't engage in plenty of activities that could result in such a thing, but he was always careful, damn it. Pepper hadn't even wanted to speak to him if it wasn't about work for the past few days. Damn it, if it wasn't because suing every news agency in the world would be too much work, I would do it. Whoever you are, I will get you for starting this damn rumor. Tony swore as he saw that every media in the world was still running wild with this story. In fact, among his close circle, only Obadiah Stane seemed to be happy with the news since it had bumped up the stock of the company, and he seemed sure it wouldn't fall when the story finally fell out of the spotlight. Tony was half sure Obadiah might even be feeding the rumor himself by now. Back with Alex. With only a few days remaining before the next SCP summoning, Alex resolved not to initiate any new projects until this critical task was managed. However, this decision didn't mean a respite from his duties, as he was consistently engaged with both Ricci family and Foundation affairs. Now back in his control bunker, Alex diligently oversaw the Foundation's agents and sites. The state of high alert for SCPs had led to the identification of several potential leads within the MCU. While no SCP objects had been secured yet, his agents were actively following up on the clues. It's reassuring to see them excel in their roles independently. As long as I get more undercover agents in S.H.I.E.L.D., I should be able to get SCPs from under their noses. After all, they are the people who would typically deal with such things. Alex thought with a smirk on his face at the image on Fury's face as he split his head over who was messing with him. Speak of the devil, and he shall appear. It would seem Fury have set his eyes on a little spider. Alex mused as he read an email from one of his few agents undercover in S.H.I.E.L.D. that said that Fury was targeting Black Widow. Won't be long before she joins up now. Alex contemplated his strategy regarding Natasha Romanoff. Should he intervene and recruit her before she joined S.H.I.E.L.D., taking the safer but less advantageous route? Or should he wait for her S.H.I.E.L.D. enlistment, opting for a riskier but more rewarding approach? He sent a message back to his agent, instructing them to monitor the situation closely and report any developments. In the meantime, he continued his work as usual. His focus was on an agent who might assist with a specific task he had in mind. Tomorrow is the big day, Finally, I will be bringing yet another SCP here, 6 safe ones so far. I got to admit I kind of want a Euclid one this time. Alex thought to himself as he lay at his favorite spot near the pool with a glass of wine. He just watched the empty courtyard and allowed his mind to wander. Sir, the game is starting soon. A guard came up and said from a respectful distance. I will be watching it from here. Alex replied lazily. As his subordinates got to work bringing out a flat screen for him. Soon, the soothing tranquil was broken by the sound of the football game, the real deal, not that stupid American kind. Look at that. Alex said, pointing to the screen where one could see thousands of people filled with joy and hugging one another wildly as their team scored a goal. This is why we do it, to protect the civilians and keep them ignorant of the dangers out there so they can enjoy their life. He told the guards hidden around him. He enjoyed watching the game, yet he couldn't help but feel that watching it only after the game had concluded wasn't quite the same. He would have much preferred to watch it live. Yet, as a member of the O5 Council, he wasn't allowed to do such a thing. Anything he watched had to be screened first by Foundation staff. To ensure that he wouldn't accidentally see a picture of the shy guy. Even his news app was something made and controlled by the Foundation, showing him only what was safe. This did carry the risk that the Foundation could keep him unaware of things they didn't want him to know. Not that there was a high chance of that, given the large number of people having to be in on such a scheme. The following morning, after a filling breakfast, Alexander Ricci, O5-1 and newest outsider to the world of Marvel, found himself down in his personal bunker and finishing up the most important Foundation work he wanted out of the way before today's main event. Just about done here, and then, we can do it? 2 hours later, with a hint of apprehension, Alex broke the silence. System, summon one random SCP for the monthly minimum, please. Ding. Understood, host. Please stand by as the random SCP is summoned. Ding. Warning. Host: a SCP has appeared in the world and is outside Foundation control. Host is asked to deal with the situation and follow the Foundation's goal of securing, containing, and protecting. Please let it be a simple enough Euclid one. Alex prayed while holding his breath. Ding. Warning. SCP-redacted has appeared. Upon hearing the alert, Alex could muster only 3 words. Fuck, Akita. To be continued.